Hello, welcome back to the North. It's nwtkid Games and Such Radio. I'm trying something a little bit different, but also bit familiar for me because I used to be a radio DJ. So sitting and talking in front of a microphone is pretty familiar to me. So I thought, you know what, let's do some of that today. So I'm not pointing a camera, I'm just telling you some tracks as well as some information about them. Let's do it here on NWT Radio, Kid Radio, whatever. Okay, well, the first track I want to check out here is Pilot Wing 64. This is a fun track because the person that made this, he found a really, really cool bass track and then just rocked with some awesome synth. Check it out here on NWT Kid Radio. And that was Birdman from the video game Pilot Wings 64. That was a launch title for the N64. It was a great game. I only played it for a few minutes, but I definitely enjoy the soundtrack from that game. If you're wondering why I'm only playing video game music tonight, it's because copyright claims and stuff don't happen as much when you play video game music compared to, stuff you hear on the radio, because then, yeah, copyrights happening, and I don't want that to happen with this video, or radio, should I say. And besides, you know what? Video game music is music. There's so many great songs that are part of video games, and to me, it's just a big part of when I hear these songs, they bring back great memories and stuff. Kind of like this next song. Maybe you will know what I mean when you hear this from Mario 64, Dire Dire Docks. And there we had Super Mario 64 Dire Dire Docks, one of my favorite water levels. And that's saying something because water levels are just not that great when it comes to video games. But who can you... if you're going to make a video game, it just seems like working with water is just a crappy mechanic because you have to be submerged, you have to be slower. I can see why water levels would be lame to make, and they're just also just not that fun to play. But that's one of the funner ones, and also a great soundtrack that just makes it rememberable through the years. nwtkid Games and Such Radio. Let's get back to some more music here. I want to switch over to a Sony game now. This is MGS3, Old Metal Gear, here on the radio, nwtkid Games and Such. Check it out. nwtkid Games and Such Radio. That song is called Old Metal Gear from the video game Metal Gear Solid 3, one of my favorites from the PlayStation 2 era of gaming. And when it comes to that particular era, like 2000, and I think that came out 2006, around that era, like that was a very cinematic video game. It felt more like a cinematic experience than a video game. The immersion is super, super high when playing that video game, which is really impressive. And the other game that's really great for immersion is Mass Effect, because you get to interact and do really, really big decisions that affect the world. Mass effects. And this track here is very iconic, and I have really fond memories of listening to it. Let's check it out here on nwtkid Radio on YouTube. And that was Uncharted Worlds from the video game series Mass Effect, one of my favorite series of video games. I guess I have a bunch of them that I really enjoy, but that was one that I had to put in there as songs because it's very iconic. You spend a lot of time exploring in that game and listening to that track, and I just remember going to so many different solar systems, reading the planets, looking at what kind of resources they have, to better my expeditions in the video game. So just a lot of resource management while listening to that track there. Let's check out some more music here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. This is from Transistor. This is Coasting. That song there is called Coasting from the video game Transistor. I've played a bit of that video game, not too much of it. That song comes up right away in that game though, so that's how I know of it. The next video game song I want to play for you is from Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64. The gameplay is very similar to Tetris Attack, if you're familiar with that. It's a puzzle game, and it's a very hard puzzle game, and when you lose, this song here plays. It amps me up to play again, and just, it's a awesome game, and also an awesome track. Let's check it out here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. And please like, comment, and subscribe. I guess I'll mention that here. And that song there is the Defeat theme from Pokemon Puzzle League for the N64. Great game, great song. It just brings back a lot of memories of losing and then trying harder until I didn't hear that song anymore. Okay, well, let's get back to some more music here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. This next song is not even out yet for this video game. It's Halo Infinite, and it's a newer version of a song called A Walk in the Woods. This song is called Through the Trees, here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. If there was one song that might get copyright striked, it's that song, but I'm still gonna put it in here anyways because I really, really enjoy the original one, A Walk in the Woods. It's on the original Halo video game, and then that's a remake of the song, and I really enjoyed it, so I just thought I would share it here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. Possibility of getting copyright striked or claimed on this video because of that song, but I'm okay with that. Let's move on with some more music here. Moving back to the Super Nintendo, this song is from Castlevania 4, Simon's Theme. because it's October, I felt like I should throw in a spooky themed song. So that was the song I picked for that. Castlevania 4, Simon's theme here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. This next song is on a Sega Genesis. So it's kind of a faster themed song. When it came to the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo wars, I always found that the Sega Genesis had more upbeat songs compared to its rival, the Super Nintendo. And that's kind of true. But that did not mean that the songs were inferior. They were just different. Here's one of my favorites from the Sega Genesis. This is Sonic 3 Ice Cap Zone, Part 1, or Act 1, Zone 1, whatever. And that was from Sonic 3 Ice Cap Zone. Now, Sonic 3 has an interesting development story because Michael Jackson himself actually worked on the game. He's uncredited in the credits though, but he did work on the game. Like, he said himself that he was there helping out and stuff, and he did have some influence on some of the final songs in the game. So I find that interesting about Sonic 3 is the fact that, Michael Jackson helped make those 16-bit tunes. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call that a day here on nwtkid Games and Such Radio. Thank you so much for joining me for however long you could. I always say that whenever I was on the radio. Thanks, though, for joining me, honestly. If you would like to leave a like or comment and subscribe, it would mean a lot. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next exciting adventures here in the North. Follow me on all the social medias, and I guess I'll just recommend Video 3 here. Check out Video 3. Okay, bye for now.